My son told me I was too ugly to come to his wedding. I've been trying to find another way to say that for 3 weeks now, some softer interpretation that doesn't make my chest feel like it's caving in, but there isn't one. That's exactly what he meant, even if those weren't his exact words. I'm 75 years old, my name is Evelyn Porter, and I need to tell you what happened because if I don't say it out loud to someone, I think it might actually kill me. It was a Sunday afternoon in March. My son Deshaun came to my house in Memphis, the house where I raised him by myself after his father died when the boy was only 6 years old. I had made lemon pound cake, his favorite since he was little, and sweet tea the way he likes it with extra sugar and fresh mint from my garden. He barely looked at the cake, didn't touch the tea, just sat on the edge of my couch like he couldn't wait to leave and said, "Ma, I need to talk to you about the wedding." I smiled because I'd been so excited. My only child, finally getting married at 42 years old. I said, "What about it, baby? You need help with something?" He looked at the floor and said, "I don't think you should come." The words didn't make sense at first. I actually laughed. "What do you mean?" Deshaun shifted in his seat and still wouldn't look at me. "Ashley and I have been talking, and we think it's better if you sit this one out. The wedding is going to be very elegant, very curated. We're hiring a professional photographer. Everything's going to be perfect, and..." He trailed off. I waited. My heart was starting to pound in a way that felt dangerous. "And what, Deshaun?" He finally looked at me, and I saw something in his eyes I'd never seen before. Embarrassment. He was embarrassed of me. "Ma, you've been sick. The lupus has changed how you look. Your face is different, swollen from the medication, and you've gained weight from the steroids. Ashley's family is very appearance conscious, and we just think..." I held up my hand to stop him. My hand that was swollen from the prednisone I'd been taking for 2 years to manage the lupus that nearly killed me. The same medication that had saved my life but puffed up my face, made me gain 60 pounds, thinned my hair. "You think I'm too ugly to be in your wedding photos," I said. My voice sounded calm, which surprised me because inside I was screaming. "I didn't say ugly, Ma. Don't put words in my mouth. I just said maybe it's better if you skip it. You've been tired anyway, right? It's a long ceremony, lots of standing. We're doing you a favor, really." A favor. He said it like he actually believed it. Let me tell you who I was before lupus, before prednisone, before my own son looked at me like I was something to hide. I was beautiful. Not conceited beautiful, just factual beautiful. I modeled in my 20s for local department stores in Memphis. I had smooth, dark skin, a waist I didn't have to work for, and cheekbones people used to stop me on the street to comment on. When I married Deshaun's father, Jerome, I wore a dress I'd sewn myself, white silk with pearl buttons down the back. People still talk about that wedding. I was 23 years old and I looked like something out of a magazine. After Jerome died in a construction accident, I raised Deshaun alone. I worked as a bank teller for 34 years, wore my hair in a neat bun, kept myself polished even when I was exhausted. I taught Deshaun to value people for their character, to look beyond surfaces, to treat everyone with dignity. The lupus diagnosis came 2 years ago, sudden and vicious. My joints swelled, my kidneys started failing. The doctors put me on high doses of prednisone to save my life, and it did save my life, but it also transformed my body into something I barely recognized. My face became round and puffy, what they call moon face. I gained weight no matter what I ate. My hair thinned until I started wearing wigs. I looked in the mirror and saw a stranger, but I was still me inside, still Evelyn, still Deshawn's mother who'd given him everything. Before Deshawn left that Sunday, his fiancée Ashley came by. She'd been waiting in the car, and when she walked into my house, I understood immediately where this was really coming from. Ashley was 31, 11 years younger than Deshawn, and she looked like she'd stepped out of an Instagram filter. Perfect makeup, perfect body, perfect everything. She looked around my living room like she was evaluating it for resale. Then she looked at me with this practiced sympathy that made my skin crawl. "Miss Evelyn, I hope you understand this isn't personal. Deshawn and I just want everything to be perfect for our special day. We've invested so much money in this wedding, and the photographer we hired specializes in editorial-style shots. Very clean, very aesthetic. We just think it's better to keep the visual focus on the bride and groom." The visual focus, like I was a piece of furniture that didn't match the decor. I looked at Deshawn, waiting for him to say something, to defend me, to be the man I raised. He stood there with his arms crossed and said nothing. Absolutely nothing. Ashley continued, "Plus, with your health issues, wouldn't it be less stressful for you to just stay home? We'll have someone take video. You can watch it later." I stood up then, using my cane because my knees don't work right anymore. Another gift from Lupus. I looked at both of them and said, "Get out of my house." After they left, I sat in my house alone for a long time. The lemon pound cake sat untouched on my kitchen counter. I looked at the photos on my mantle, pictures of Deshawn at every age, his first day of school, his high school graduation, his college degree that I'd worked double shifts to pay for. I'd given this man everything. After Jerome died, I became both parents. I worked overtime, skipped meals to make sure he had new shoes, sat in bleachers at every football game even when I was exhausted. I'd been beautiful then, and he'd been proud to introduce me to his friends, proud to have me at his games, proud to take pictures with me. Now I was sick, and I'd become an embarrassment. That night, I called my younger sister Patricia, who lives in Atlanta. I told her everything. She was quiet for a long time, then said, "Evelyn, what are you going to do?" I said, "I'm going to change my will." Patricia knew what that meant. She knew about the life insurance policy worth $250,000. She knew about the house that was paid off and worth $180,000. She knew about the savings account I'd been building for 40 years that had $95,000 in it. Everything was supposed to go to Deshawn. "Are you sure?" Patricia asked. "I've never been more sure of anything in my life," I said. "If I'm too ugly to stand next to him in public, then I'm too ugly to leave him a dime." I didn't tell Deshawn about the will. I just showed up at his wedding anyway. Wore my best dress, my good wig, held my head high, and walked into that venue with my cane and my swollen face and my body that didn't fit their aesthetic. I sat in the back row. Deshawn saw me and his face went pale. Ashley looked like she wanted to call security, but I didn't cause a scene. I just sat there and watched my son get married, and when it was over, I left. 2 days later, I had my lawyer deliver the updated will to Deshawn's house. Everything was going to the Lupus Foundation now, not $1 to him. He called me crying, asking how I could do this to him. I said, "You told me I was too ugly to be your mother in public. I'm just making sure you never have to be embarrassed by me again." I'm 75 years old. I'm sick. My face is puffy from medication that's keeping me alive, and I will never apologize for taking up space in this world, not even for my own son. My name is Evelyn Porter, and I am not ugly. I am surviving. There's a difference.